Well, what I was gonna say is leave. I mixed those two. You wanna try that again?
No. I know, I'm done. Fuck this, I'm done. This is the end of the video. Cut and print. What does print mean again?
Hi, this is Moby, and this is
Sujan, what's up?
And today we're going to be talking about applying the 80-20 principle to growth. So, what is the 80-20 principle, Sujan?
Yeah, super simple. Look, 80-20 principle is when you get 80% of the results from the 20% of efforts.
And that's how usually things work in most subjects and fields.
Yeah, when you get, it's not 80% of it, it's actually when you get most of the results of ROI from 20%. So that's how I'm able to do a lot of, run multiple businesses. That's how I operate. Very, very lean and cost effective, doing the most important things. And I shove everything else under the rug and I don't care about it.
And you eventually figure that out through trying it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the problem with marketing right now is something I hear too is when people go into marketing, they try everything.
Yeah, so look, at the end of the day, marketers are trying a lot of different things. There's, I've seen many organizations from the agency world looking at acquiring companies and whatnot. And what I've seen for the most part, and I've also been in these roles, there's a lot of bloat in the team. There's a lot of bloat in the organization, and there's marketing is doing a lot of things. But again, it's not necessarily all those things aren't moving the needle, right? So like think about, do you need a social media person? If you're a consumer company and you have a lot of conversations, you probably need to have some social media presence or maybe multiple people, but most people don't need a full-time role for that. So I think it's looking at like what are the roles you have or what are the channels you have in your business that are really growing your business or really growing and really figuring out how you can double down or amplify the things that are working. And when you let's say you have, I want to test this, right? Do the math, figure out, do an MVP version of the test. Don't roll this out and hire somebody. Maybe you hire, that's where you can hire an agency, a consultant, what have you, and figure out whether this is something you want to explore and advertise. So like, for example, if you're gonna do Instagram influencer campaigns and you're a B2B company, look, Instagram works really well on the consumer side. It's worked really well for e-commerce and consumer brands. CPG and things like that, but very rarely does it work for enterprise sales.
B2B, absolutely.
Enterprise SaaS. Like, so you just like think about like what the business model is, do the math on the ideas. Is it gonna actually move the needle for you?
Yeah.
Is it gonna get you traffic? I see a lot of people doing webinars, co-marketing efforts, and like most of the time that doesn't work. The reason being is that the numbers are not big enough to actually move the needle for you. So what you do is do the math and then don't do that thing because you know.
So focus on channels that work for you. How would I start? How do I understand what channels to focus on? Yeah.
So look, this is really important. It's like every quarter, every month, every year. I usually do it quarterly and annually. Is to look at what channels are driving growth for you. So I'll give you an example. At Web Profits, our agency essentially, we've got a couple of channels for growth. We've got word of mouth and referrals. That is our biggest channel for new business. And it's not the most volume, but it's the biggest channel. Number 2 is content.
Okay.
And it's not the content we produced this year or last year. It's content we've been producing for the years. It's the fact that we've been doing it forever.
Yes.
And number 3, it's me speaking at conferences and things like that, right? So like, okay, I want to grow. So do I want to try a new channel or do I want to just do more speaking engagements? Do I want to try a new channel or do I just, for word of mouth and referrals, it's me going out there, it's us being friendly with other people. I do these dinners every month or so. I go to a lot of other events and whatnot. And essentially it's just me, I don't call it networking, but it's strengthening a relationship, building new relationships, hanging out with really smart people and making sure I help them too. So what my goal is to do more, to get more referrals, is to help more people.
Yes.
It's not to like go try to do a webinar and try to get leads that way. Now, if you don't have many channels, you figure out the one or two you want to try. So if you're in a situation like, I don't know what the channels of growth are, or I don't have any, I'm just starting off, try one or 2 maybe, right? Try 1 and make it work.
And evaluate them consistently.
And then go to the next one. Don't try to do like 5 things at once, because I've never seen 5 channels work all at once. I know, a few years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, Salesforce did a Super Bowl ad. Well, it pretty much killed their 2014-13 marketing budget, and they, in February, and pretty much didn't do, they couldn't use that. They had no more marketing budget for most of their brands, so they were just screwed. Well, like, it's because most of the time, Super Bowl ads don't freaking work for enterprise sales products, right? It just doesn't work. So think about those things and just avoid the things that just sound a little too crazy. Unless you are Salesforce and you have $16 billion market cap, or I think something bigger, multi-billion-dollar market cap, and you can afford to try these things.
Yes, and then we invite you on the show if you have $16 billion.
Yeah, you come over, You just need one of those billion.
Exactly. Well, you should try the 80-20 principle on your company and see what works for your channels. Thank you for watching. Leave some comments below, leave some questions, and thank you again for watching. Da, da, da.